pumpkin fart too.
Hello and welcome to What the Fact podcast. I'm Patricia.
Ashley.
Stephanie.
Those are all my names and all my voices. It's just a single person.
And
These are all
Personalities.
disassociative personalities. Speaking from the same person.
And I'm Mort.
No.
Who's more?
Who let Mort back?
Damn it,
I
Mort.
thought we finally got rid of him.
Mort, get the fuck out of here.
God damn it, Mort.
Bye, guys.
So, welcome to episode 15 of the podcast. We're so happy you're here to listen. This is middle to the end of November now, and that means it's Scorpio time of the year, which means two birthdays from the podcast. My birthday was on Friday, and
Mine
Stephanie's is
Wednesday, the
2 days from
20th,
now. Yeah.
which puts me on a cusp. I'm like a day away from being Sagittarius, which I don't fully go into the whole realm of astrology, like believe what you believe. That's awesome. But it puts me at a cusp because I was supposed to be born on the 22nd, but was born on the 20th. I was supposed to be born a Sagittarius, but was born a
It's
Scorpio.
like the sorting hat. You're in the embryo sorting hat.
So what does that mean? Because
That
a
was so
Scorpio and a
much.
Sagittarius could not be more different.
Yeah,
but I
but-
think personality-wise, I'm more of a Sagittarius because they're just
I'm
like
definitely not a Scorpio.
Can we talk about this? I don't know any of the characteristics.
So
Scorpios
characteristics-
are like vindictive and bitchy, and my poor
also
father because
intelligent and caring and
sure.
but they also are like really close ties with their friends and don't want to like share their friends with other people.
Possessive. So me
Possessive.
and my mother are both Scorpios, and my poor father, who the sweetest of all men, Mel K,
Except
like,
when he's power moving.
except when he's destroying me via text messages. I feel so bad for him, so I don't know what that makes me.
You're like, I feel bad, but then my Scorpio self says,
My
fuck
spidey
you.
senses.
But the majority of people who think about Scorpio think about like the negative traits over the positive traits. It's a very polarizing horoscope. What do you call it?
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
horoscope,
Wait,
astrology,
what are you?
whatever
You're
it is.
Sagittarius?
I'm
No,
Scorpio.
Scorpio. We're both Scorpios.
You're both Scorpios.
Yeah, look
oh,
what
I'm a
What are
Cancer.
you? You're Cancer?
But I'm
Which,
on the...
okay, so I don't know a lot about astrology. All
Yeah.
I know is that one of the best matches are Scorpios and Cancers.
Really?
Mhm.
We're meant to be.
Interesting.
We're all
We're
meant to
meant
be
to
this
be.
throuple together.
Stephanie and I are causing
Sorry,
trouble,
Ashley's
and
man.
like just hanging on.
I just wanted to get in a song like reunited and it feels so good.
Oh,
I
Reunited
thought-
because we
You were going to go with Secret Lovers because of your man.
well, also
And he
Scorpios
can't know,
are
but
very-
I will tell him to his face.
Scorpios are very like passionate. Hold on,
I'm
while
not
you guys talk, I'm gonna look up
passionate.
the definition for you.
Wait, do you know what year you're like what Chinese animal year you are?
The ox.
You're the ox?
Yeah.
I'm the dog.
Oh, interesting.
So that means something, apparently. What does it
Yes,
mean?
because
I always thought I'd end up being the rat. But I really like rats, not in a negative way. I think
Yeah,
rats are
yeah.
incredible.
so
Talked about this
I'm the
before.
year of the tiger.
Uh-huh.
Tigers
Sounds
and
coolest.
dogs get along. My man's also a dog too.
Yeah,
But tigers and ox typically don't, I don't think. I need to look that up. My mother's an ox, so that's why I say that. Hey, Reba.
Hey.
Reba.
Me and my mother and I are both Scorpios. And to be fair, we do try to set each other on fire constantly.
You're like, mother dear. Here's some gasoline, mother dear.
So let me
Drink
tell you-
this potion.
This
So-
arsenic is delicious.
some personality traits of our people, of our November people.
Whoa, who you calling you people?
I feel like it
You my
became
people.
racial. I feel like it became racial, and I am not included.
No, our Scorpio people. Okay. So some personality traits. This is funny. So the first few are okay. So it tells you like the personality trait, then it says read. So what it truly means, the people, right? So
Am I being
passionate-
read right now?
Yeah, according to the internet, you are. So passionate, read controlling. Persistent, read obsessive. Strategic, read secretive. Loyal, read vengeful. Fearlessly curious, read morbid. And then there's a few other things like meditating, forming a cult, and shagging.
So
But my
basically
brother,
you're-
wait, my brother wants to start a cult, and he's a Libra. I don't know who is it. It's
I don't know.
October.
Yep.
October 11th. He was born on National Coming Out Day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I know, which is
Fitting.
incredible, right? I am none of those things. He sounds like a little bit more of the starting the cult business. Where I'm literally none of those things. But if you read Sagittarius, you're like, oh, yeah, all of that makes sense. Where they're
So-
like, they're just kind of there.
Either way, do you want to start a cult with me? Sister wives cult?
Yes, but I don't want to call it a sister wives cult because that's insensitive to sister wives and what they want to be. Like,
Okay,
I mean,
whatever.
there's a religion around this, and I don't want to downplay that.
A religion of sister wives that we already know you have a small Twitter hater group. So
Wait, what?
My hatred group is just growing.
You have a Twitter hate group?
People hate me, which means I've made it.
yeah,
Who
exactly.
hates you on Twitter?
No, we were hypothesizing and narrating that Stephanie likely has a small group of like haters on Twitter.
That's right.
By
I
assuming
remember that.
we know.
And by we know, it's all Mel K.
Damn it,
Father.
It's like, I need to get my revenge on you Scorpios somehow.
Meanwhile, he's writing like hate mail to me, just like old school, like serial killer writing.
Oh, just
He's doing a
chain
Twitter
mail,
hate
chain
account. So,
letters.
Patricia, the question is, how is he going to make you a victim to his hate mail? Like, what is the medium?
He's gonna single white female me this way.
Full circle.
Damn it, Malachi.
Damn it, Mel K.
Vindictive son of a bitch.
Anyway, it's birthday week for both of us, so we'll talk next week
Yay.
our next recording about our birthday, what we did. Because I don't want to overshadow yours with what I didn't do. So
I
we'll talk
didn't do
about
anything
birthdays.
either. I'm already telling you that now.
We'll talk about birthdays next episode because it'll be both of us sharing, and Ashley can
Next
listen as a good.
episode.
Or do I
Good
plan
friend.
something that you guys have to do for your birthdays that you don't know what you're going to do until I plan it?
I mean,
We could do that.
Were you
and
gonna
then
do
Is
we
this
this
can talk
where
about
anyway?
you
experiences.
indoctrinate us into a cult?
This is where I blindfold you like Patricia's really good date. And I'm like, trust me, cross the freeway.
Oh my God.
by yourself
Do you hear the wind? Those are fast cars passing.
and your life.
I don't
God.
want this.
And I'm good, thanks.
You're like, oh, cool. I was born in March.
So, thank you guys for listening again. This is episode 15. So, I'm very happy because we've almost like doubled the average length of podcasts, meaning most podcasts only have like 7.
Our podcast could have a learner's permit right now.
Yeah. Our podcast is happy 15.
15.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
I'm just really pleased. Like, this has been really fun.
It's like how it's growing.
It's been okay.
It's gonna leave the house soon. I'm gonna have empty nest syndrome, and I won't know what to do.
So let's make predictions though about where we are at episode 30. What's a prediction that you have?
Oh.
Doesn't have to be about numbers. Just predict episode 30 of this podcast. So twice as old as we are now.
Hopefully, still alive.
Okay. I would hope so.
Why is that always a chance game? Like, let's play podcast roulette.
I just assume every time I leave the house, like a piano's just gonna fall on me.
Okay.
Patricia's like, not the route that I wanted us to go.
like, no,
but I'll
but-
take
Four
it.
different shows I just encompassed right there.
At episode 30, I think hopefully we'll have more people writing to us.
Yeah. We really want you guys to write to us.
I would appreciate more hate mail.
Stephanie wants you to send some hate mail to her.
Mel K's different aliases.
He's
It's
like,
it's like Kel
the next
May.
one's Mighty Mel.
He's just gonna write a book. Just each entry is of his different personas. Damn, Mel. That was a long game.
He goes on like speaking tours about his hatred towards us. You're like, why? Why do you have a speaking tour hating us? We've literally never met, Mel. I don't even know what you look
Oh
like.
my god. I would just go and be like, respect. Respect.
We would show up in every audience just to listen.
And instead, he starts single white femaling our whole podcast. So he starts giving out the Subway sandwiches.
Oh shit. Fuck. Long game. I feel like if there's any crime he would commit,
And
it'd be the long game con.
Mel K starts a podcast called Fact the What?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
I like that we've like created a narration of your father.
My poor dad, who's just trying his best.
But in his diary, he's like, they found me out.
They
I need
figured
to
it
find
out.
another way.
All of a
the
sudden, I don't
future.
hear from him again for like years. What just happened?
Anyway, episode 15. Congratulations. I guess my prediction for episode 30 is that we have more continents listening to us.
Ooh, I like.
Because we don't have anybody from South America or Africa right now, correct?
Yeah, and we're waiting on you, Greenland.
Greenland.
Where are you?
Greenland.
And Iceland, where are you at?
Name your price, Greenland.
Also, name your countries. Isn't Iceland green and Greenland's ice? Like, what is
Yes.
that about?
Also, to hop with this though, I think Ashley has been thinking about getting like a poster. You know those scratch off things where you can
Oh, yeah.
scratch off countries from around the world?
Guys, why haven't we done that yet?
We
don't
just
know.
literally were talking about
While I
it.
was VRing and slicing and dicing things.
I got the new
Yeah,
the,
I'm gonna
the
buy-
Oculus Quest, the thing, the headset, the VR headset, and Stephanie was playing Beat Saber. While
You
Ashley
never
and I
feel
were-
more free
It's
than when people
amazing.
are watching you and you don't realize what you're doing.
Yeah, it was odd, you know. Stephanie was playing this VR game and just decided to take off her shirt. And we're like, that's not part of the game.
Unzips
Stephanie's like,
my
"Oh,
whole
my bad."
outfit.
Actually, she just de-velcroed her whole outfit because her
zip, zip, unbuckle.
Or like last episode, the
Unbuckle?
5
Why'd you
Velcro
have
the
chest-
6-hour
down.
strip
Okay,
show.
First of all, why do you have chest buckles?
Why don't you have chest buckles?
Because there's not enough chest for the buckles.
That's it. Zip, zip, Velcro, zip back up.
Zip around the face.
So it's I think. Is there an episode that comes out before Thanksgiving? I think
I
so.
think so.
right?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I freaking love Thanksgiving. It's
I
one
mean,
of my
that'd be
favorite
our birthday.
holidays.
So next episode we'll do more of a Thanksgiving theme too, and talk about past birthdays.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah, you
dun.
got it. Right.
So anyway, thank you guys for listening. We are doing, check out our Instagram. Sorry, I get so distracted.
We have other things.
We have other things
I'm
that we
still
do too.
thinking about Melkay.
Single white female goes on tour
Like,
on his best-selling book.
Single white female 3 people. That's the ultimate single white female when you can single white female a whole group of people.
Respect. That's all I can say.
Game respecting and recognizing game.
And he centaurs with Elmo and not Cookie Monster.
That's the line. You will see red.
Almost see red.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should
Anyways.
probably get into our questions, eh?
Yeah, let's
We-
get into our questions.
What
so,
do we do? What
Who
am I
is
here
this?
for?
Why are you? Who is what?
What day is it?
Who is me?
Dude, Stephanie's questions first. Do you
My
need to?
questions
Do you need to
first.
read? We have
Yes,
to write
of
down our
course I do.
questions because
So
we
I
forget.
don't like to know the questions that everybody's written beforehand because I don't like to think of it because then
I
I
don't like to
overthink.
think.
No, because
True.
I overthink
True.
and then it becomes a disaster.
True.
So I can't know, and this kind of involves my own question sometimes.
Actually, quickly
Yeah.
before you go into your question, a listener asked us, I think it was on Instagram, I can't remember, do you prep your answers for the questions before the show? None
No.
of us actually do
I
that.
no,
so just
I do not.
I think about them, so
I
I'll read
don't-
the questions. I'm like, what would I answer? But then before
You
we
read all
record,
of
it
them?
changes.
You read all of them? I don't read them.
Yeah, we have like a spreadsheet where we plan out some of our
Yeah.
questions. I try to go through and think, but my answers are never what I planned.
You must hate it that I change my questions all the time.
No, I
No.
don't.
She said, no, I don't, but she really does.
I either like put my questions months ago or minutes before,
True.
and I never read your questions.
True. So Steph is the purist. She doesn't hear any of it.
I refuse.
Patricia and myself, we organize like who's going to go first, second, or third, but we don't really prep beforehand.
But I have to tell you, I guess I don't know if this is our personalities, if this tells you much about who we are, but I've planned out the questions for like the next year.
I have not.
I forgot mine today.
I am making one up currently as I'm procrastinating
I'm
from.
currently looking at my phone for questions, which is actually what I did earlier today.
I just really like things in order and things in the place where they belong.
I do too, but not for this. This
Yeah, I
is my
agree.
only like. This is my like line in the sand where I overthink so much
Mhm,
that
agreed.
the answer will no longer be authentic, and I can't do it that way.
Is
But
this
that's
sort-
just me.
Yeah, I'm similar. I'm similar. I
Yeah.
like the spontaneity of the
Yeah.
answers and
Oh,
statements,
me
even if I
too.
can't take them away.
Can't take this shit back.
I just gotta always prepare like who's gonna listen to this and what can I say and what can't I say because I lead a whole different life, you know.
Her
She just
family.
pulled off her face mask. She did a face off.
Oh,
I
I
have
knew
two
you John
large
Travolta
eyebrows.
this whole time.
It's
I
Melkay.
have the two
Damn it,
large eyebrows.
okay.
I got you, girls.
Why did you
now.
tell me you were here? We would have gotten dinner.
Daughter Stephanie?
Daughters.
Thought he would speak
Why
to
does
me.
he talk to
He
you
would
like
never
that?
speak to me that way.
I
You want to
was
be
correct.
Melkay, you have to put your head down in shame and just shake it a little.
what
That's
I've
how
been
to be
doing.
Melkay is like you're okay, but not okay with what I have been doing with my life.
But I'm also Mel K.
That's how to be.
Oh,
We're
man.
okay with Mel K, and that's okay with Steph K.
You're fired.
Thank you.
Get
I
out
don't
of my
know what to
house.
say. Okay,
This is
moving
my
on. Moving on to the first question.
First question. Okay, the first question is: if you found $1 million,
$1 million.
$1 million in a briefcase, and they're all $100 bills,
Uh-huh.
just outside of your house.
It's a big briefcase.
What would you do?
Can I ask questions?
Ask them. Ask whatever you want. This is all hypothetical.
Do we know? Is there any blood on the suitcase?
Let's assume no blood, no notes, no trace of
Untraced.
any kind
Okay.
that we know of.
Are there security cameras nearby?
I mean, it's outside your door.
I know.
You tell
but
me, are there
I
security
mean,
cameras
Do
nearby?
you have a camera outside your door?
I mean, aren't we all being watched?
I mean,
By Mel K, yes.
Okay.
I mean, but that's not an incorrect thing to think about. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought about that too already.
Okay.
Do you want me to go?
who
Yeah,
wants
you
to-
go.
who
You
wants to
go. You go.
So first thing I would do is probably kick it to the side and walk off without even looking what it is, because I live in a street.
Yeah, what?
Well, whenever there's anything on my front, like step, because I live in a big apartment building, I just kick it to the side and walk on. But sure, this one time where I
Incorrect
open
response.
us up and say, I wonder what this person left in front of my place this time. Because often I will find desks, beds, bags of crap out there. There's right now there's a
Sure,
porta
but
potty.
you've opened the briefcase.
Okay, but this time I open the briefcase and I look inside. I take it. I look up to see who's watching me. First of all, because there's somebody. I feel like it's gonna be like a TV show or something like that. Someone's
Alfred
watching me.
Hitchcock. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I hear you. So then I'll probably bring it inside. I'll call the cops right away.
I would do the same.
I
Yes.
would also do the same.
Oh, we're all the
we're
worst.
so
No, you know
virtuous.
why? Because you don't know where that money's been.
You don't know where that
Probably
money's
peed
been,
on.
but also after a couple of days, if nobody claims it, it's yours.
And then
But all you have to do is actually turn it in.
yes, and I'd feel more okay about inheriting it based upon someone saying it's okay.
Correct.
But yeah, there's definitely like, who is that money associated with? It's definitely blood money for 100%. Why the hell would
Probably.
someone be carrying a suitcase of $1 million? Which, by the way, if dodgeball taught us nothing, actually $1 million looks like nothing.
Nothing.
It's like a very small, insignificant stack.
Yeah, but they're out of hundreds though.
Yeah,
They are
but
in
still,
hundreds, right?
They'd be
That's
100
not bad.
stacks of $1,000. Is that right?
1,000 stacks of $100. Wait, what?
100 stacks of $1,000.
It's 1,000.
1,000
Ma-
stacks of $1,000.
They're $100 bills. Come on, we all know math.
Just because of
Apparently.
that, you don't get the suitcase. Someone comes out and takes the suitcase from you.
Yeah, 1,000 stacks of $1,000.
Yes.
So that's still a lot of dollars. A lot of bills, y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, so
$100
I'm
Again,
bills, y'all.
this
Yes.
is a heavy ass thing, whatever.
I think, yeah, no, definitely has to go to the cops.
Yes.
There's too much liability with someone coming at me with a knife or someone. Okay, this is where my mind goes. I take the briefcase, I bring it to my home, then I get a knock on the door, and someone definitely has a knife or a gun, and they're like, "That shit
they
is
put it in
mine."
your heart.
I don't know what's your obsession with sticking knives in your heart. This is like the second time we've said that.
The third
You
time.
said that third time.
Yeah.
I think we have to unpack
Oh
that
no!
at some
The
point.
first time was sticking the stomach or sticking it in your stomach and twisting it. We
Well,
talked
that was
about
Stephanie.
Well, no,
doing
that's
that to
your
me.
leg.
Yeah.
You leg and twist. That's just a defense
But still,
mechanism. You
I
always
agree.
twist.
Yes.
I would sit on top of the briefcase and call the cops from there.
Why would you sit on top
So I don't
of
want
it?
someone else taking it.
I would actually do the same. I would not bring it inside.
I would not either.
No,
I
I
would
would
sit on it as
immediately
if I
call the
didn't
cops.
know.
I would sit next to it. I'd like probably close it back up.
Sit on
sit
it.
there so it
Sit
looks
on
like
it.
it's next to me, and call the cops and be like, "All right, this is what the scenario is. Please come
Yeah.
pick this up. You now have all of my
I would
information."
sit on it for two reasons. One, because I don't want to touch the ground outside my place. And two, because I don't want anybody else taking it.
But I do want to ask a follow up question when you're done answering the prior part of the question.
So I would say just really quickly, I would never touch the suitcase because we
Correct.
watch too many crime
Correct,
shows
correct.
to put your DNA on the evidence.
I mean, fair enough, but like,
girl, you're about to get arrested.
if there's in your prior statement, there might be cameras of you just like looking in it.
Mhm.
There's a camera
Mhm.
over my front area.
I'm assuming you
Mhm.
wouldn't have known had you not looked in it or had it already not been opened.
True.
Because
True,
most
true.
of us would not just open a random
No.
duffel bag of whatever
Especially
near
not
us.
in San Francisco.
Okay.
So can I do a quick story on briefcases
Yes, of
in San
course,
Francisco?
of course.
So I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. No, it might have been more.
Uh-oh.
Don't count me on the year. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have
The
an idea.
suitcase that was
Yes.
found on 9th and Mission, and
Yes.
it actually had body parts. So a homeless person found this suitcase, I think on 9th or 10th and Mission. They opened it up, it's body parts.
This is what I thought of when she asked about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they did some more work to figure out what happened. They found out it was multiple people's body parts in this suitcase. So it
and
was
they were sitting on top of a suitcase
yeah,
full of $100
literally this homeless
bills.
person was probably like, "Yay, suitcase with money," and was like, "Oh shit, that's a thumb or a forearm."
Oh.
Anyways, sorry, Steph. That's all I got.
That's fine. You want me to go to part B?
Yes.
Part B. This is not blood money or body parts or whatever. The police have called you back, said, nobody has come to collect. This money's now yours.
Ooh.
Now what?
I would donate part of it.
Oh,
How
you're
much would you
too
donate
nice.
and to where?
But I'm not saying all of it. I would just donate some of it because
Would you tell people that this is in existence? Because I wouldn't. Nobody would know that this existed.
why wouldn't you tell anyone? Would you even tell your family?
Because, no, probably not. Because there's like certain expectations and certain things that you all of a sudden have to be in charge of. Or I would do something similar. I would take care of whatever I needed to take care of, and probably the majority of it would go to charity. And I think there are certain people that, yes, that's honorable, but to some others, it's like, we could have really used that. And I'm like, well, it's your problem.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You wouldn't tell anyone either, though, right?
I would
Patricia?
not tell anybody.
Why?
No.
Why?
Yeah. Is it because you believe like people suck and they'll just like come at you? They like smell the
I just
blood
don't
and
want
they
anybody
want
to
it.
judge what I do with it.
Oh.
Because
But
I,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because like you guys are like, oh, I donate it. Would you donate it though if nobody knew you had the money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I
so
donate money
good.
now, and people don't know I have money. I don't
Well,
have
same.
money, and I still donate it.
Or,
Same,
or you know
but-
what? Maybe I'd open up like an art studio for like kids and stuff like that. And that to
Oh,
me is like a
no, I
type of
wouldn't.
donation because it's like bringing back the arts or whatever.
Oh, well, yeah, you're kind. No, some would go into savings, some would go into whatever apartment I end up buying, and the rest would probably
Yeah.
be donated. I would probably just up my monthly donations, and that sits in a fund I don't touch, and that's where it comes from.
I would definitely. I have so many business ideas going through my head that I've always wanted to do, and I would definitely use it to seed my own businesses.
That's fair. I like that idea. I'd probably do that too. I don't think I'd give all of it to charity, but I'd probably do charity. I'd definitely take some nice vacation. And yeah,
I would lie
quit
about
my
how
job.
I got my apartment. Like,
What
you
would you
wouldn't
say?
believe somebody died and left it to me.
It's
so
been in the family
crazy.
for
You're like,
years.
yeah,
So
this whole
crazy.
renovated building, or actually brand new building.
I don't want a building. I don't want to manage tenants.
But you have those HOA fees that suck.
Come
Come on. Come on.
I don't like being responsible for anything.
But then you have to pay fees out of your pocket for shit that you don't even have to pay for.
Okay, well that's part.
That's
of
part of the
fund.
fund
There's
out.
one fund for the charity, and there's one fund for the HOA.
Yeah.
But I think so. One of my business ideas actually does give back to people. So I think it would be kind of like charity if I set
Patent
this up.
pending. Patent pending. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Trademark, trademark, trademark.
No, this one I think is fair to say. So I really want to start. So you guys know I play video games. I've always wanted to start kind of a group for girls, so females who play video games. It's a dangerous space online to play video games, and I've always wanted to create a place that's like not a place for them to run away from dangers online or that kind of stuff, but an empowering group. So can I help girls get into the industry? Can I help them become professional
That's cool.
sports players? Can I link them together with other girls who want to play so they feel safe and want to go out and play? Can I help make them better content creators so they want to do that kind of stuff? So it's more about the empowerment than it is a place to run away to. But I think that's probably my first business I'd start. But I'd have the luxury of being able to do that without having to worry about the fees, etc. Also, if you are good at this kind of stuff, please help me. Contact me at at WTFAQpodcast.com.
Like plug in.
Please help me. I want to do this. But that's what I want to do, and it's kind of like giving back to charity, right? Because you're helping out people, and it's not helping them with their day-to-day stuff, but there's also needs to be a place to make your life better in that kind of way. That's all.
Fair.
Yeah, I like that. I'm into it. I would definitely take some money to fuel that into like business ideas. Though, you know, $1 million today is not the same as it
It's
was like
not.
20 years ago.
Especially in the Bay Area.
So, I mean,
of
that
California.
in and of itself is take a lot of, I mean, yeah. I don't know how long you could live off of $1 million in San Francisco. I
A
really
year.
don't.
Maybe a year and a half. I'm just kidding.
How much do you spend?
What we don't know is that she's actually doesn't own money. Her whole apartment is just a thin wall of gold bricks around.
Oh my god!
I dig one out every so often.
Yeah, and she like pays us in shillings.
Why would I pay you?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
enjoy doing this for free.
I prefer shekels.
Bow down to me.
Oh,
No,
man.
I definitely think that there's a way to do this without giving to charity straight up.
Yeah, actually, I would alter mine. I think I would probably do businesses, but some of my business ideas would be giving back to the community or like
Yeah.
giving back to like people.
Yes, so we don't sound
Yeah.
like horrible people.
No,
But
but,
it's
it
the truth,
doesn't
though. It's
have
what I would
to.
do.
But it's still within a passion that you like. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like my art stuff isn't totally altruistic. Do I want to have an art studio? Absolutely. Like were there art programs when I was a kid that were offered to me and that were amazing? 100%. So in this case, I get both. I get my own studio and I get to like sort of give back to what was given to me.
And
so
I would come do art at your studio too.
You just want to have one of those ghost moments, like with
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg, right?
No, it wasn't.
No, damn it, Demi Moore.
I'm so sorry for that laugh. I don't know where it came from.
You don't want your body to be taken over by Whoopi Goldberg.
I mean,
How does she look the same? She's been in my life since forever, since Sister Act, and she looks
Whoopi?
the
Sister Act is
same.
one of the best movies ever made.
Sister Act is incredible.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Let's cut all that out, our singing.
I don't
That's
think
all.
we should ever cut out our singing. I think that's part of the best parts.
We're gonna release an
are.
album someday that's just like 5-second clips of all of our singing. The Christmas album.
Oh,
You're
no.
gonna do a rap, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. No, I'm not yet.
I'll help you write it.
Okay.
I'll even help drop a beat.
Can we put it on SoundCloud as if like we planned this?
We have a release party for our podcast Christmas, or maybe non-denomination
Excuse
winter
me, I
holiday.
don't like the term Christmas.
No,
that's
Yeah,
fine.
why can't we
Christmas.
say
I don't care.
non-domination winter holiday festivity?
Happy Kwanzaa, bitches.
Okay, so holiday album. My bad. Anyway.
Anyways, okay. So wait, did you have another sub question following up on your question?
No, it was
What
just
would
I
you
do
do
like
if
if the
art.
money came to you.
You would go to charity first.
No. I'd buy my place.
That's right.
Then I'd have a couple of different savings funds. One goes to an HOA, apparently. The other goes
Like, that's
into
the whole million.
That's pretty much all of it, and the rest does go to charity. Yes.
Okay, fair. You guys are good people. I'm glad that I know you. Thank
Okay,
you for
let's not
influencing me.
forget. Stephanie wanted to buy Jesus candles to profit off of. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back.
I'm gonna replace my face and see if anyone notices.
What?
Just because that would make me really happy inside knowing that a bunch of people bought Jesus candles with my face on it. Something about that just thrills me.
And that's the jail time that Stephanie has. Is just because she's
we
terrorized
all
dollar
thought it'd be
stores.
accomplice or murder. Turns out
Jesus candles brought her
was
down.
pretending she was Jesus.
She defaced Jesus candles at the
Oh
dollar
my
store.
gosh.
No, I would have already purchased them. They're mine now. They are my property.
Okay. Anyway.
It's like, well, no, it's like when you see those ridiculous things on like BuzzFeed or HuffPost or whatever, where somebody's like, I've replaced all of these photos with other photos to see how long it takes for anybody to notice.
I would love to replace all the photos in like a Walmart frame area with pictures of me.
Yes, but it's usually done in somebody's house, so you're not, destroying intellectual.
I added myself to one of my professor's families on all of his photos in his office one time.
What?
That's awesome. That's really incredible.
You know, Steph, I want you to like escalate your point of changing out faces. So like ultimately you get to Mount Rushmore and you just replace one of the faces with your face.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you go down for. And you know what? Respectable. If you're going to go to jail, it's going to be for defacing Mount Rushmore with your whole face. I respect that.
It's like
That's-
Mount Fackmore.
Oh.
What
oh.
the
You
what the
know?
Mount Fackmore?
That would that'd
would-
be levels of what was it, intimacy that
Yeah.
I could others even attempt to achieve? I don't know.
So who would be our fourth face on our Mount Fackmore?
I'm changing. Oh, I didn't realize I was changing all the faces.
Yeah, of course. At this point, you are.
Well, now we're accomplishing you.
But who would be our fourth face? Would they be
The
Stephanie?
cookie tar,
Ashley?
obviously.
The cookie tar.
That's our new
As in the
religion. We
cookie tar.
talked about this.
Okay, a
Oh
deal.
my god! Just
All right.
slowly
Okay.
chisel away.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next question. This question, I think, Steph, you and myself, we've chatted about this before. Patricia, I don't think so
I
yet.
don't know what you're talking about.
But like in
No,
life,
I'm just kidding.
who the fuck are you?
Where am I currently?
Wait, is that the question?
This is not my house.
Who brought you?
Where
Oh,
are you? When are
Jesus
you?
Christ.
So what defines a sandwich?
What
Oh,
defines a sandwich?
God.
What
damn
defines a
it.
sandwich?
Stephanie now has her head down on the table.
Because it's an impossible question to answer.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
Okay, let me tell you my definition.
Yes, you go
Then you guys
first.
can have your typical arguments about this. But I think as long as the top and bottom of any kind of material are the same material to be the holders of the inside stuff. So it has to be the same. So like a bun, hamburger bun, top and bottom, like a hot dog bun, top or bottom,
Sure.
or whatever it is.
So a hot dog is also a sandwich?
A hot dog is only a sandwich when the top and bottom buns are not connected.
So
What
okay, that was
about-
the main question. That was exactly what I was going to ask you. Is there a connection? Like if it's a holding it and there's the dog inside and it's kind of open only on top, does that make it a sandwich versus if it comes apart? If it's like dumpling style where it's closed on all sides but it's still the same top and bottom, what is the threshold?
I think if at any time the top and bottom are separated, you can press them together, connect them, whatever.
does it have to be once separated that you yourself have now come together?
No, they can be separated at any given time. But if
So a
if
hot
they're-
dog bun
if there
is
is-
a sandwich bun.
were they connected together or were they made that way?
They were connected together.
They were connected,
Yeah.
but they're obviously separated at the top, and you could tell that there's been some sort of machinery that made it separated and then back together.
Unless
at
it's a
some point.
Costco hot dog, in which case it's still connected.
Yeah. And my dad and I, when I grew up, my dad would make hot dogs and just like put it on a piece of bread and fold the bread. That's not a sandwich.
That's not a
Oh.
sandwich.
It's like a bread wrapped wiener.
So it's something that has been.
That is the worst description of a sandwich I've ever
I'd
heard.
delete it.
No, you have to
Jesus.
keep that.
Okay, so they could have never been one piece of something at any time. So
Oh,
if
they
it was
can, if they're
one
disconnected,
piece,
though.
but then how does your bread not work?
Because it's still always, it's just wrapped. It's still like the wrap around it. You can pretty much like put a piece of bread in your hand, put the wiener on top of it, and squeeze it together, and that's your sandwich. Like that's
So
But-
that is a sandwich.
Or no, that's your bite. It's not a sandwich, I guess. If it
What?
So no. Listen.
My mind
If it's
is
just
melting.
one thing, okay, a sandwich is the same thing, top and bottom, that either is disconnected now or was disconnected at any given time.
Does it have to be bread, or it just
No,
has to be the
it can
same?
be whatever you want.
Okay.
But they're disconnected, but they're the same thing. So outsides are the same thing, and the insides can be whatever you want. But if it's held together by two same things on the outside, and they're either not connected or have been connected in the past.
Okay, question.
Or just-
So, Monte Cristo sandwich.
Yeah.
It is a sandwich that is, no, it's actually deep fried.
Okay.
Is that still a sandwich?
It started out separated, yeah.
Okay. Even
What
though
is
it
it?
has. Go ahead.
What do you call an open faced sandwich then?
Half a sandwich.
No.
But you still use
but-
the word sandwich.
I mean, technically it's not in my thing, but
I mean,
by
okay,
title
so
it is.
your previous example, one piece of bread, you put a hot dog on it, you kind of close it as it was. What if it's one piece of bread, you put the hot dog, you rip the bread, you put
Then
it
it's a
on top.
sandwich. Yeah.
Because it's been disconnected.
Yeah, they're two separate pieces of something
But-
holding the middles together.
If an open faced sandwich is two separated things with food on top, is that not just toast?
Has it been toasted? Toasted.
Yeah, it's
Toast
toast.
is toasted.
It could
Yeah,
be.
toast is basically signified by the fact that it's been toasted. Whether
Like
or not
flambe.
they've combined each other to
It
be
could
something
be.
else, a toasted sandwich is very different from a toast. It could be very different from a sandwich.
Yeah, but an open faced toasted sandwich. Is that a toast? Is that a sandwich?
It's a sandwich when you put them together, so the toasts are on the outside.
I mean, if you look at the definition, it is basically what you're saying of the same thing encompassing both the top and the bottom of something. But it never really differentiates that it has to be open on all four sides.
It doesn't have to be open. I think so. Like an Uncrustable. You know those delicious little things you got out of the freezer.
No, I
Yes,
don't know what that is.
I do.
You don't?
No.
So they take like a slice of white bread. They cut off the edges around it. They take and put peanut butter and jelly on the inside and put another similar one on the outside. Then they press it on the outside so it's like a little ripples, like
Oh, so
But
it's like a ravioli?
kind of, yeah. And
Yes.
you freeze them. You
I
take it
know
out.
where you're going with that.
But if the sides were at one point separated,
But
and
that's a
put together-
ravioli.
Sure, but that's a sandwich.
So
then.
is a ravioli a sandwich?
Sure.
What? What?
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
It's a
do
noodle
this
sandwich.
right
Oh
now.
my god.
A ravioli is not a sandwich. I'm freaking out.
So, but is a sandwich something that is basically defined by this kind of airy bread-like substance? Is that really what we're trying to get at versus a pasta thing? Like it's not a dumpling, it's not a ravioli, it's not a cannoli, it's not whatever it is. It's bread. It is an airy bread. But then if you smash the bread, then now what? Because now this bread.
But does it have to be bread? Because what if it's like 2 beef patties with something in the middle?
special
Or-
sauce, lettuce, cheese.
Yeah.
Because the patties themselves, are they not bread?
They're the bread. Or like ramen burgers, which some people eat. I've never had one, but it's like 2 ramen.
I know
like-
exactly what you're talking about. Nobody defines that as a sandwich.
Yeah, but it's technically a sandwich according
But-
to what we're
yeah,
talking
so,
about.
So by definition, it's 2 of the same things going on top
Carrying.
and bottom of something
Yes.
else.
But then open-faced sandwiches cannot fall into that
I
category
agree
by
with you.
proxy
I
of
think
it
it's
being
a terrible
open.
name of
So-
something of just this like really overstuffed toast.
I did not just fart. That was my stomach. I promise you. No,
Patricia,
So Patricia earlier.
I did not.
you gotta call it out now.
I have the power to cut this out.
I'm just so excited and frustrated in this sandwich definition line because a ravioli is not a sandwich. It is not a sandwich.
So can you define like a sandwich is meant to be? So the whole point of making it into a sandwich is that it is portable. You can pick it up with your hands, move it from the plate to your mouth. Would you do that with a ravioli?
You could do that if you wanted
you
to.
sure could,
Yeah, but
especially if you deep
You
fried
could
it.
do that with anything. But the point of ravioli is not to make a carrying. The point of the outsides. Okay, so adding to my definition, the outsides need to be able to make that device or whatever it is portable to your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So ravioli, the point
Portable
of
by hand.
yeah,
Well,
Or
then
is portable?
pierogies should be sandwiches too.
yeah.
Pierogies are,
If they come separated, I've seen a lot of them that are like one piece of bread that's folded over and pressed.
but they were previously 2 pieces, and then they like press it around it, and
If
then they
that's
bake
fine
it.
then. Sure.
That's a sandwich.
Yeah, because it's meant to be put in your hand and like move to your mouth.
Oh my.
But ravioli though is not meant to be. The point of the ravioli noodle is not to help you get it from the bowl to your mouth, right?
Unless it's a deep fried ravioli, which some places do that. I
And
don't-
it's the best. It's so
In that
good.
point, that case, maybe, right? You can say that. I don't. To be honest though, in the end, I don't really care what it's called. If it tastes good, I'll eat it.
That's fair. That's a fair comment about just life.
Also, bandages or like band-aids. The term sandwich has like that kind of like license name or like a name, some kind
Yeah.
of formal name.
Yeah.
It's like band-aids or bandages. You know, sandwich could be partially descriptive and also nominative. Is that the right word?
I don't know.
I don't either. We'll pretend it's the right word.
Stab
Also,
will
like,
call you
descriptive,
out on
also just-
Twitter.
Yeah,
What
don't
do
worry.
you
You'll
mean?
get hate mail.
From
Okay,
Milk.
it's fair. I don't. It's fine.
What are your thoughts, Steph? Are you just like, I give up
Have
on
I
this
not
sandwich talk?
given you my thoughts this whole time?
I know, but I
What are
feel
your
like
thoughts,
you're
Ashley?
done. This conversation has been disheartening, enlightening, sad, happy,
Our
all the
friendships
emotions.
will never be the same.
Like, I don't even know who you are anymore, but I accept it. No, I mean, I've had this conversation with many people, and it always becomes, it's actually a multi-hour conversation.
Oh yeah.
Also, I originally wanted to ask, what defines a dumpling? And honestly, that conversation with Asian people is like a 5-hour conversation.
It'd be like a 5-second conversation.
What?
I'd be like, I don't know, whatever I want to eat. I don't know how to define dumpling because I grew up with different dumplings than you did.
Well, what type of dumplings did you grow up with?
Like chicken and dumplings.
So that's just like stuffed with,
So what's the dumpling?
yeah.
I don't really know what it was. I just ate it.
But was it like a dough with a filling on the inside?
It's mainly just dough
Where's the chicken?
outside of it. It's like
Shredded?
chicken noodle soup, but the noodles are replaced with little balls of breaded stuff.
Oh, so it's almost like a gnocchi situation.
A little bit, yeah, but bread instead of potato.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are our dumplings that I grew up with.
Okay. Because the question is like, is a dumpling just something that's filled in, and that's just a dumpling? Then can you have sweet dumplings, or are dumplings just savory?
It can be whatever you want.
If my innards of a pastager has come out, is my pastager no longer a pastager?
It's just
It
a
depends
meat
how
lump.
close it is to your face.
Just a
Meat lump. May I order the meat
to,
lumps?
next to what was its home?
Can I have some meat lumps with a side of skin?
All right,
Go
Jeff
to your
Dahmer.
home.
No, I honestly, I had a very long conversation about dumplings. It became a little racial, a little tense. Some people brought in the
Accurate.
family. Who knows, man? It was intense. It was a very
Shots were fired.
shots were fired amongst Asian people. Never question Asian people on good food, especially when it comes down to Asian food. Especially, lots of opinions there.
Oh,
Anyways,
gosh.
No, but our dumplings are definitely different from what you grew up with versus I grew up with. I definitely like your dumplings better than ones I had.
what are my dumplings?
I would imagine since you grew up in San Francisco, the ones I can get here in San Francisco.
Yeah.
If you want an excellent horror
Oh,
movie,
she just flicked me off.
oh my goodness. If you're curious about a really gross and kind of great horror movie called Dumplings, I recommend
Do they kill people and stuff them into dumplings?
Unborn Things stuffed into dumplings.
What
The
the
what?
hell?
Youth.
Oh,
It's
I mean-
pretty incredible, actually. It was like horrifying to watch, and I don't know if I'll ever be the same. But then
You
thinking
aren't.
back, where you're like, this was kind of incredible.
that's
Somebody who's just really good at
terrible.
making actual dumplings, who found this secret life of like how to keep your youth by basically taking unborn things
You know
and
what?
chopping them up and turning them
It's
into
Halloween all over again.
dumplings. It's
For
it
our
was-
2020
it's something.
episode.
It's
Halloween.
something.
Sick.
I will always present the latest bad horror movie I find. If that's a segment y'all want to hear, you let me know.
Stephanie's movie corner.
You know what? I love
Horror movie
how
corner.
like society is so obsessed with like being youthful and looking youthful.
Uh-huh.
Should we just dress up one day and try to make ourselves look crazy old?
We like define our any kind of wrinkles we have. with,
Any
like,
and
lines.
every wrinkle. Like I want to figure out what I'm gonna look like at like 95,
Aren't
and
there
then
apps for that?
replicate
That's
that
optimistic.
on a solid Friday night at a really hip bar.
CC
The new
Guy.
version of hipster
Yeah,
is being
exactly.
as old as
Super
possible. You got these girls in the tiniest of skirts and shorts pretending like they're 17 but they're 35. Where we're just like, we're dressing up as like 80-year-old grannies.
Yes.
Like, yeah, baby.
I would wear a
baby.
t-shirt that says, I'm a sugar mama and my list is completely open.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, I will get probably more
Attention.
reactions
Yeah.
than those like, you know.
What would your
The
pickup
others.
line be as an elderly woman? Like if we went to the bar together, we aged ourselves up till like 90.
I already know mine.
What is
What
it?
is it?
I'd go up to somebody straight, hand on my hand or head on my hand, and just go, "You need some life advice?"
I was
Because
definitely
it
gonna,
could go anywhere.
I was definitely gonna say like, you want to pull out the hair from my mole?
Oh, that would get you anybody.
It would bring
Or
me
you
so
just-
much joy.
Or you just go up to them. If you have like a cane, you go up to them, you go, drop it. Oops. And just see if they'll pick it up for you.
Or I could be like, can you rub my leg down with Bengay?
Yours will not get what you need.
You know what though? It will bring me joy.
It will bring you so much joy.
Patricia,
Oh
what
my
about you? What's your
goodness.
come online as a 95-year-old?
Mine would be like, this cane ain't just for walking.
Oh, God.
As you slowly pass them with the game.
Or are you sure you're 21 yet?
Oh, so you just come off as a little bit of a. It's not a pedophile. It's just
No, there's a difference between 18 and 21. 21's the drinking age. I can be like, are you sure you're 21? That's all. This cane ain't just for walking.
I don't even know what that means or what outcome you want from that. That scares me a little
What
bit.
kind of... Never mind.
Say it. Say it.
What kind of means would you want to come out of this night?
I mean, I just would want some good laughs. I
Let's
want
do
someone to
this.
help pull out my mole hairs.
So April Fool's
I
Day,
legitimately needed your help.
2020 April Fool's Day. Let's all dress up as old women, and
I
go
would
to the
love
bar.
that.
Yeah,
I would
done.
definitely do
Done.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna bring Bengay with me. Let's just see how likely. Actually, do I even want a random stranger to put Bengay on me? Wait, I need some time to
Anyway.
think about that.
Anyway,
Anyways, okay.
Cool.
On to the next question. We went all over the place on
That
that,
was-
but
that was great,
I
though.
like that Candyland adventure.
all right. Last question is mine. The handwriting on this is amazing.
It's mine.
Okay, so think about this for a second as you hear it, and then give me your good answer. What personality trait of yours has caused you the most trouble in life?
This is so easy. You want me to go first? This is Steph. I feel like you're thinking about it, but I feel like you normally know.
No, I think I kind of know.
Go for it.
So, okay. I mean, what caused me the most trouble in life was when I was younger. We'll go high school. I pretended that I was just kind of always this happy-go-lucky person. It wasn't necessarily the case, but it was just easier to be happy-go-lucky. And it got me into situations where, like, you're so much fun. Oh my God, we want to date you. We want to do this. We want to do that. And then the second I showed an ounce of, like, not so happy-go-lucky, it was just destructive. For like zero reason. It was just like as if I went from 100 to 0. And it wasn't the case. It was just like one time I wasn't happy, and then all of a sudden from then on out, it was like, your happiness is fake.
Sometimes
You've
people-
never been real. And it
If
was
I'm
like,
not upbeat, same way. If I'm not
what?
upbeat, like carrying the conversation or carrying the party, people are like, "Are you
Exactly.
okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just enjoying myself."
Sometimes
here."
you're not always at this
Yeah.
100% happiness. And so from then on out, I've become a little bit, more real, and honestly, much more cynical as a human being, because I think it's more important for people to see me as an even keel, even if that even keel is sometimes hilarious, sometimes like sad, whatever it is. It's just an easier thing to describe and to announce than to be like happy all the time, and then one bad day equals you're fake your entire fucking life. And it's like, calm down, we're 16.
Calm down, we're going through puberty.
Yeah, like, calm yourselves.
Oh man,
What about you?
this is an easy, so
Share it out,
easy.
share it
I'm
out.
sure you both already know the trait that I have that's probably caused me problems. Actually, I
I
want
think
to.
it's because you don't shower enough. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Where's your phone again? Don't make me do it.
Oh,
Yeah, so I would say I am very justice oriented. So if I see people being mean to other people, even if it's like not really my problem, but I can see that I could say something, I will say it. That has always been how I've been since elementary school through as an adult. I think what's been my problem is like learning when to say something and when not to, and especially in the corporate realm, that has not yielded me the best results, because leadership doesn't necessarily always like someone being like, I don't agree with that, and here are the data-driven reasons why, you dumb fuck.
Maybe it's the last part they don't like so much.
I've learned to reel in the dumb fuck part. And I've learned to, try to tame it to, like, yes, but, which is a bullshit, whatever, corporate way of saying I disagree with you, but I'm going to say it in a way that makes it sound like I actually agree with you, but I don't. So I'd say that's definitely my personality trait, is like the combination of justice oriented plus needing to say something if I feel like something is wrong, and then learning even till now when to say something and when to hold back. And it's very hard for me to hold back when I feel like someone's doing something wrong.
it definitely sucks to be in a situation where you have to do this yes and improv bullshit.
Exactly. That's what it is. Yes.
When you know you're in the right, but you know you don't hold as much power or as many cards as the person that you're trying to appease. And so, I mean, I fall victim to this often, which is probably puts me back into this fake column of like, yeah, I will happily like appease and stroke your ego as much as you want me to if that puts me in a better spot later. I don't disagree with the justice orientation type of situation, but there are certain things that need it versus certain things
Agreed.
that don't, and it's like a pride versus a what what matters at this moment. If somebody thinks they're smarter than you, something that doesn't matter, but they hold more cards,
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck. It's like me talking to a 6-year-old who's like, I know all the superheroes, and they have them all wrong. And you just go, yeah, that's right. That's how I feel talking about people who think they know more in a field where they're higher up, but no less.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Here's your balloon.
Yeah.
Like, sure, I'll give you whatever the fuck you want, because
Totally.
at the end of the day, my, like, whatever is held in your hands, and my pride can be for sale.
Sorry, that got really intense.
No, I mean, I mean, this would. What about you, Patricia?
Mine's not intense. I think my biggest personality trait that's been the worst for me in life is that I have a fear of responding to communication that is not face-to-face.
Like emails, Slack.
Emails, Slack, texting, mail, filling out forms, things like that. I have a fear of like hitting the button send.
Why?
I don't know what it is. I used to be a
Interesting.
telemarketer, so I was fine before, but I became a telemarketer when I was 16 for not long, maybe a few months. But that kind of made me afraid of talking on the phone and emailing and communicating. I don't know what it was. There's nothing really that caused it. I was great at telemarketing, oddly. But I think now I have a fear. So even at work, if you look at my drafts folder, it's full. Not for the same reason yours is. Yours is like shit emails of people you don't like. Mine is because mine will be like, yeah, I got this done, or hey, what's the update on this? Because I'm so afraid of sending emails. And I've talked to other people who have this too. And I don't know how to explain it, but emails is my biggest one. I have a hard time with it. So if I can, I will walk and talk to them in person, and I will get that conversation done. And I feel like I can definitely have that there. It can be a quick response email like yes or no, and I have fear with every time I hit send.
Damn.
It's so weird. I hate it.
It's like agoraphobia with email.
Yeah, I have email fear.
Like email or
Exactly.
Agoraphobia?
But I can text back better. Texting is not as hard for me. Talking on the phone is pretty hard for me, but email is
Oh,
my hardest
really?
one. Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry.
I rely on
Looking
paper
at the
trails
phone.
for everything.
I know, I do too.
Yeah.
And I've overcome a lot of this for work because I need to so I don't get fired.
Exactly.
But I think it might lead to a lot of the reason why, like, I'm so afraid of having any kind of one-on-one with my boss or having any kind of reviews. And I think it goes back to because I feel like I'm inadequate at doing the communication over email because I'm so afraid to hit send every single time. Just so weird. I know it's a stupid fear, but I have it. I can't get over it.
Has anyone ever explicitly called you out in an email? Is there any
No,
historical?
typically no. And I don't think there's anything beyond it. But I feel like maybe if I break it down even further, it's that I have a fear of like every email I send, pretty much from my job, when I send out an email, it just means more work that I've added to my list. And my list is so long anyway that I feel like I can never get to the top. And I feel like that's kind of like a lead into that. Anyway, very, very psychological. And I'm sure someone out there has an explanation for this, but I definitely have a fear of sending emails. Every single email. Even like when there's a new person to a team, I will not reply. I'll reply to them. I'll reply only to that person individually and be like, welcome to the company, or congratulations on whatever just happened. I will not reply in front of everybody else.
You know what I want to do? I just want to flood your emails with like, is this a sandwich? And just send you multiple pictures every
And I will
day.
walk over to your desk and say yes, no, yes,
Actually,
yes, no.
we can just create a board and you just put in the yes or no column. You don't even have to.
I don't know what it is. I've definitely overcome enough to like be successful at work, but
Of course.
it's definitely a fear every single email I send because it's your final word. It's on paper at that point. You know, you can't like go
Yeah,
back and
that's true.
explain it. And I often have the habit too of like answering a question straight away without putting much thought into it. I need to have more time to think about a more reasonable thought, or else I will be saying stupid words the rest of my life. I'm Donald Trump of Twitter, but on email.
That's really deep. And not. At
And
the same
horrible.
time.
It's
like
horrible.
it.
Anyway, this is a great place for us to end this episode. This is episode 15. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to this. It means a lot to us. And you heard us by episode 30. We want to get more people responding to us, sending us their thoughts, their own questions. If you have a question that's burning on the inside of your head, like cash in your pocket,
Ooh.
time to send it to us at hello@wtfaqpodcast.com.
Hopefully the next episode I'll have my license. You get your license at 16.
True. Oh, take it
Oh,
back.
my
Take that back.
goodness.
I take that back.
Which license were you going for?
I didn't know what you were saying.
Medical marijuana.
I wanted to make it uncomfortable and then comfortable and then too uncomfortable.
Exactly how I love
And
your
then
life
not
that way.
uncomfortable Enough.
Anyway,
Roller coaster of emotions.
anyway, thank you
like
guys
a
for listening.
16-year-old.
Get excited because next episode we are talking about all the goodies, like birthdays and Thanksgiving.
Better wish us
and-
happy birthday, bitches.
Yeah, if you don't send us a happy birthday,
I
mine's a.
swear to God.
It's not too late to send me a happy birthday. I know it's a little late, but
You
I'll
just-
still accept it.
Also tell us at any point of the year and it'll be accepted.
Yeah.
You're welcomed.
We're accepting of any
Right,
celebration
it's like
of us at
March
any
something.
point.
Happy birthday! I'm like, oh
Quick
my God,
thing,
thanks.
There's a girl who shares a birthday with me that if they're like whenever I see her on any kind of social media, I'll just say happy birthday as a response to her. But the funny thing is, people will see that and tag onto it and be like,
Oh,
"Oh, it's your birthday! I missed
no.
it," and I'll be like, "Anyway,
Steph, what if they say happy birthday to you on Christmas? Which clearly every episode you mention you're Jewish. Is that bullying?
No,
Okay.
all right,
absolutely not.
we'll take happy birthday any time of the year. However, Stephanie will take it now." My stomach
And
makes
any
my
time of
mouth
year.
falls apart. Anyway, it's time for me to go to the bathroom. And end this episode.
And we wrap this episode with Patricia going to the bathroom.
Flush, flush.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right, bye.
Trumpet.